are going to square off in Santa Clara. This is Drake Maye's first Super Bowl appearance. And as for Sam Darnold, he's never played in a Super Bowl, obviously, but was on the Niners roster 2 years ago when they made it. He was listed as Brock Purdy's backup. Now, Sam Darnold coming off a playoff career high, 3 passing touchdowns in the NFC Championship game. While it has not been pretty for Drake Maye, he's been sacked 15 times in the playoffs, second most by a quarterback in a single postseason. And so, which quarterback has more to prove in the upcoming Super Bowl? Is it Drake Maye or is it Sam Darnold, RC?
I think it's Sam Darnold, but it's not even, to me, a more to prove thing as much as it is Sam Darnold gets to totally rewrite his legacy if he wins this game. No matter what, Drake Maye's career is off to a Cinderella story that can also transform and morph into being one of the best players that's ever played the position. Drake Maye is ahead of schedule. Drake Maye wasn't even a quarterback that we were talking about last year that could be the best from his class when we were all raving, and rightfully so, about Jaden Daniels. Caleb Williams now coming along looking like he'll be a future MVP. Drake Maye is playing with house money. But for Sam Darnold, the story that he is getting an opportunity to rewrite, the legacy that he is now changing, the dude that is seeing all of the potential that we saw at USC when we thought before his last year there, he'd be drafted #1 overall before Baker Mayfield, before Josh Allen, before Lamar Jackson. And watching him fail in New York, seeing him back up in San Francisco, seeing him fail in Carolina, Minnesota jettison him off to Seattle like they don't need him, and to see what that organization is right now as compared to what he's built the Seattle Seahawks up to. And I am not oblivious to this. There are still a lot of people that don't believe in Sam Darnold. There are still some people that are looking at the fact that they feel like this team carried him and he played one great game in the NFC Championship to get them there. There are people that are waiting on Sam Darnold to fail. But I'm going to tell them, he got the team to win it. He's grown in a way where he could be the reason that they go out and win a Super Bowl. They don't have to win a Super Bowl just with him or in spite of him. But to me, Sam Darnold has the most to prove in the sense that he could totally change the perception of who people believe him to be.
That's a good argument. I'm not trying to refute that. I just think the answer to this specific question is May, because it's Super Bowl 60 that we're talking about in Santa Clara, and we're looking at Drake Maye versus Sam Darnold. And what was Sam Darnold's kryptonite? It was the Los Angeles Rams. And he went out there and threw for 346 yards and balled out, 3 touchdown passes, and did his thing. And to overcome that in the NFC Championship game after trouncing a legitimate, decent San Francisco 49ers team 41-6, I think we're looking at Sam Darnold combined with that Seattle defense, and they're saying, okay.
And the Patriots are going to square off in Santa Clara. This is Drake Maye's first Super Bowl appearance. And as for Sam Darnold, he's never played in a Super Bowl, obviously, but was on the Niners roster 2 years ago when they made it. He was listed as Brock Purdy's backup. Now, Sam Darnold coming off a playoff career high, 3 passing touchdowns in the NFC Championship game. While it has not been pretty.
We're looking at Sam Darnold combined with that Seattle defense, and they're saying, okay, the question is with Derek, with Maye, and this is Drake Maye, and this is the reason why. Yeah, you're 3-0, 56% completions, averaging 178 yards passing, 15 sacks, 6 fumbles, 3 of them lost, 5 total turnovers in these games. I mean, I don't even count the second half against Denver against him, because I understand how bad that weather was. But against the Chargers, obviously against Houston, elite defenses, no doubt. And, of course, Denver, he hasn't looked that great. And it is a precipitous drop-off from what he looked like during the regular season. The reason why all of this is important is because of this reason. In New England's offense is not a juggernaut, which you know a hell of a lot better than me, RC.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold doesn't have to have a great game to beat New England. Okay, because that defense, no matter what we say about the Chargers, the Texans, and the Broncos, none of them are considered having a better defense. Maybe Houston, you can make an argument there. But none of them are considered to be at the level of Seattle's defense. So we expect Seattle to be big time. We expect them to be formidable on the defensive side of the ball. So much so that if Sam Darnold doesn't have a great game, it's not, you know what, they could still find a way to win this. If Drake Maye doesn't have a great game, I don't see how they beat Seattle. Seattle clearly looks like the better all-around team. They clearly are viewed as a team that have more weapons on both sides of the ball. I'm looking at it from that standpoint, and I'm saying this Drake Maye right here that has shown up in these playoffs cannot show up in the Super Bowl if New England is going to win it. He has to be much better than what he has shown during this postseason.
So here would be my question. What was it, 05-06, did Ben Roethlisberger have more to prove than Matt Hasselbeck? In, what was it, was it like 2002 or whatever, did Tom Brady, or was not 99, did Tom Brady have more to prove than Kurt Warner? Because these are the times where second-year quarterbacks took teams to the Super Bowl, and I don't remember those quarterbacks playing extremely well, whether it be in the playoffs or the Super Bowl, but nobody was going into those Super Bowls going, but those guys got a lot to prove. No, we were saying those dudes are ahead of schedule. We were saying that those dudes should be, at that time, we were saying that Tom Brady got to be carried by defense, coaching, special teams. Ben Roethlisberger will be carried by defense, coaching, special teams. Hell, Antoine Randall threw the touchdown for the Pittsburgh Steelers to beat the Seattle Seahawks.
That's right.
And so, to me, that's where Drake Maye is right now. Like, he's ahead of schedule. He played extremely well this season. He's going to be a top 2 MVP finisher. But if Drake Maye loses this game, if Drake Maye doesn't even play well, are we going on TV Monday morning and crushing Drake Maye?
No, but I
if Sam Darnold
that depends on how he plays. That depends on how he plays. I see you're right overall, but it depends on if Drake Maye goes out there and throws 4 interceptions. Okay, and he throws for under 200 yards, and he's completely rattled by Seattle's defense. Yes, we will be talking about how poorly he played in the Super Bowl. Sam Darnold has had those moments, of course, but, I mean, this is his moment in the sun. There is no doubt about that, and he can't wet the bed either. But I'm just saying, based on what we're talking about as it pertains to this specific game, I'm thinking Drake Maye is the answer to this question because you have some questions about Drake Maye going into this game about what it's going to take for them to win it.
Whose legacy does this change the most?
It definitely changes Darnold's, but I do hear Stephen A. side about it with Drake Maye because they've had such an easy schedule and he hasn't played so well thus far in the playoffs. Like, it kind of does, if he doesn't play well, he did have such a easy schedule.
Okay, Shay.
He kind of got there by default.
You're a smart lady. Here's my question to you, right?
Yes.
Will we not be sensible enough to have perspective on Monday morning?
100%.
Yes, he will.
Drake Maye is going to be compared to Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix and J.J. McCarthy and Michael Penix Jr. Those are his contemporaries. And based on his contemporaries, he's already ahead of everybody. He's going to finish higher in the MVP race than any of them have ever finished. He'll probably be a second-team All-Pro quarterback. He's taken his team to the Super Bowl. And don't get me wrong, it's my job to analyze the game. If Drake Maye doesn't play well, I will talk about why he didn't. But when we talk about his perspective going into next season, if Drake Maye plays bad in this game, we're going to be like, but man, this damn Drake Maye took his team to the Super Bowl. He's an MVP candidate. He's going to be a top MVP candidate for next year. I just feel like for Sam Darnold, if he doesn't play well, the perspective of his entire career comes into play. People are going to talk about seeing ghosts. People are going to talk about the way he played against Los Angeles. If he turns the ball over, we're going to say that he led the league in turnovers. Maybe we should have expected this against a great New England defense.
But, yeah, that's fine. But if Drake Maye, let's say the same conditions, meaning the same kind of performance, is applicable to Drake Maye. You know what we all going to be saying? You're talking about how we're going to be saying he took him to the Super Bowl. You know what we also going to be saying? Well, he ain't Caleb Williams. You know what I'm saying? He ain't these other second-year quarterbacks. He ain't Jaden Daniels. He's not these guys. That's what we're going to say if he performs poorly. Again, not losing, performing poorly. I'm talking about his performance. Man, I know you didn't just turn your back to me. I know you didn't do that.
Look at him.
I know you didn't do that. I know you didn't do that. Oh, my goodness. That's bad. But it's okay.
Right. Okay. I do agree with you. The perception around Sam Darnold has a chance to change. But I will say, we have kind of been like, well, we keep talking about this schedule being so easy and how Drake Maye has struggled, but his defense has kept in it. That's where I disagree with Stephen A., where he does have to have a good game because I could argue that the Patriots
No, that's where
defense
you
is
agree with
just
it.
as good.
Yeah.
No, I could argue the Patriots defense has been just as good as Seattle's. My God, they've only given up 26 points in the playoffs. Seattle gave up 27 in their last game against the Rams.
The Chargers weren't great offensively. Their offensive line, they couldn't protect Justin Herbert.
This is what
we
I
all
mean,
know about Houston and their troubles. There was no Nico Collins. Schultz left in the second quarter. And obviously Denver didn't have Bo Nix, and it was a blizzard. So, again, when we're talking about New England's defense, just like you had the easiest schedule since 1999 Rams, okay? Just like you had that easiest schedule, you also were blessed with your opponents having a lot of trouble. They're going to be bringing that stuff up, too. I'm not making this stuff up, y'all. This is facts. They're going to be talking about that stuff.
That's the point. Like, that's the stuff with Drake.
But I think that's it, though. You just gave more reasons why Drake Maye shouldn't win. You're basically saying, yeah, New England's defense is good, but you're saying that New England's gotten to the Super Bowl, but you said early on this week that you snoring on the Patriots. You sleep.
Right.
You were on here like a fat man. Sleep apnea and everything. You got one of them machines on your face where you sleep. So the Patriots shouldn't be close. So you, of all people, should walk in on Monday if the Patriots lose and go, this is what I expected. Because you said this is what you expected on Tuesday.
But even though it's what I expected, the fact of the matter is if you're asking me about the quarterback with more to prove for this particular game, I'm thinking about who are we walking into the Super Bowl with the most questions about. It's Maye because of how he's looked during these playoffs compared to how Sam Darnold has looked during these playoffs. That's what I'm saying. So I don't have a problem with saying Maye with more to prove in this particular, because I think Sam Darnold, the big test for him is what you going to do against these Los Angeles Rams that had your number. You were 1-3 against them, 28-4, 29-4 against every damn body else in the National Football League over the last 2 years. What the hell are you going to do against the Los Angeles Rams? And the man showed up against the eminent league MVP, that is Matthew Stafford, and balled out. He showed up. That's how I look at it.
Stephen A., if Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks lose this game and you come on TV and crush him, shame on you. Because what you're basically saying is you believe in Sam Darnold no matter what he does now. That's what you're saying. You're saying he has.
I'm saying no. Don't tell me what I know how to say what I'm saying. I don't need your interpretation of what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, there are various ways you can lose a game. If Sam Darnold goes out there and throws for 400 damn yards, but they lose the damn game, okay, because Drake Maye balls out or whatever, I'm not going to point the finger at Sam Darnold and say what he didn't do when he did his job. Don't let it be you. That's what I'd say. Don't let it be you. Don't go out there and wet the bed. Don't play sorry. Don't be that guy. If he and Drake Maye are not that guy, we'll point to something else as a reason they lost this game, because that's the potential for that to happen is obviously there.
He might be sleeping on the Patriots. He's got like one eye open on Drake Maye the entire game.
Little raised eyebrow.
Little raised eyebrow on Drake Maye.